I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Now I declare the meeting come to order. I should have done that first.
I need a booster seat.
Yeah.
Call your chair.
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes from last month.
I'll second. This will have, this is good.
I have some comments.
You have a comment?
Yep. The brake retarder prohibition, I'm not sure if that's a good idea on that area. There's enough accidents through there that I'd be concerned about it making things worse. And I hope that you guys could maybe put off the policy of right to know request motion till next month so I can get a copy of it so I can actually comment on whatever it is. I'd like to be able to comment intelligently on it. Can't do that without knowing what it is. So just asking for that. That's all. Thank you.
I guess I open bids, don't we?
Yep.
Let's see.
Well,
Can I do mine first?
Yep.
So I don't have to stay here all day. I want to thank Township for the flowers. And I really appreciate Brett bringing the grader. I'm gonna skip that rest of that part. For the springs, can we get mulch or get the springs playground done?
I was down last week and looked at it, and I was gonna say the same thing. We should get that cleaned out of there and get some mulch in there. And the picnic tables the legs are all rotten out. Did you notice that on the bottoms?
It's from the creek coming up,
Yeah.
so it's
They're sitting there
just
and they're
washing
rotten,
and
yeah,
getting
wet.
wet.
And a couple of those grills, where the charcoal sets, there's,
There's one that's broke off completely. I have it at the house.
okay.
The other one needs to be
yes, and fuel.
remounted
Okay, this is probably
into
serious.
cement,
That's
so
Okay.
we'll have to do that
This is
sometime.
gravel.
and there's no fuel.
All these all gravel here.
Some of the white paint is chipping off of the, do you want me to touch it up or?
Well, I would
On the
say we need to
gazebo?
keep it up. I was gonna discuss that,
Paint chipping on the gazebo, you mean?
Yeah.
but we need to keep an eye on some of that stuff down there because the picnic tables are
Mhm.
filthy. The legs are rotting out on them. We were gonna put cement in there on the bottoms, underneath the
Yeah.
pavilions, but we never got it done. That would help.
Well, we get a price of Jeremy. See what the cost of doing cement.
Yeah, because whenever the creek gets up high, it just floods both ends of the
Okay.
gazebos. If I do touch up, do I get the paint from Casey?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just put
Yeah,
it to
just
the
go in
township like I used to all the time?
Yep.
Okay. The other thing was,
And back, the grills need to be like wire brushed and
Well,
painted again.
I thought the one there is rusted through there where the charcoal lays.
that the plates themselves always, where you slide them in,
Yeah.
they always, after a while, they just rust out.
So what, do you remember what we did with them?
We bought new ones,
The whole new grill or just the plates?
just the plates.
I was wondering, I was looking, I bet somebody could probably weld a new bottom.
Yeah, because that's all it is metal anyway,
Yeah.
so,
They're
yeah.
chained on there so nobody can steal them, of course.
Yeah.
But
I don't think it'd be hard to make a plate. over
no, it's
charcoal.
not. You could almost grind that out and weld a new piece in
Plate's
there.
gonna be done with it. That shouldn't be a big deal to do that.
And I think we're gonna need some stone or something there where she's been backing in. with
It
the wells.
does. You know, we was up there and fixed the sign I don't know, one day last week, then told Kim that we're gonna have to put gravel in there because it's not gonna hold every day, and then when it's wet. So we went to the gravel, we was gonna do that today, but then it was wet and nasty.
So what's the best way to clean out there for the mulch? I don't know, it's like almost sod in there now.
It is.
The grass has grown in there.
The grass is grown, the plastic that was underneath keeps popping up, and
I wonder if they took the excavator up there, if you could dig that
Dig
back,
that out.
dig it out,
we'll have to do it
What did we
sometime
have
in
down there
July.
you know?
Did we have mulch down there? Did we have rubber?
No, you had the mulch.
Yeah.
The rubber would last forever if you put it on
Yeah, you keep
plastic
the weed
and,
sprayed.
right. Gravel.
Only if you continue the whole circle.
Okay,
If you get the rubber, they're gonna spread it all over the yard. So if
Right.
you continued the whole circle and enclosed it, it
Enclosed
would
it,
work
right.
that way.
You dig a hole so the rubber stays in it. That's how we
Well,
did
they
it
had
home.
that
yeah.
plastic liner that goes.
The rubber's probably expensive.
It is.
I'd say if we
I
could
think
get
that's why we
mulch,
went with the mulch before.
the mulch would probably be a better deal. Then if it gets bad, you can just dig it out.
Dig it out and get rid of it.
Yeah. Okay, the other thing is, I know at one of the meetings, you wanted me to, for the last probably 5 years that I can remember, I always handed my time in July and at the end. Could I still do that?
Yeah. Don't see why not.
Okay. And I know you guys are somewhat planning on something for Bob. Please don't.
No?
No.
You don't want anything there?
Nope.
So you don't have to look at it? Then?
It's not that. And I also told Brett if he needed help, I'd be around. If that's up to you guys.
Help with,
If he
Oh,
needed
running roller.
roller or
okay.
whatever,
Anything like that.
if that's up to you guys,
right?
I'm there if he needs me. So that's up to you guys.
Okay.
But that's it for now.
Okay.
All right, thank you.
Yeah, thank
See you,
you.
Kim.
Thanks.
Kim.
Take care.
Okay. Got the gravel bids first. P&P gravel. Right down the mall and stuff that she's from. Okay.
Well, I'll write down the bids.
Pickup at the plant's $9.50. Unit delivered per ton, $14.95. Delivered tailgated, $15.95.
Can you get that in a second? Thank you.
He picked up at Yards $9.50. Delivered is $14.95.
Okay.
And tailgate is $15.95.
Okay.
Wysock sand and gravel. Unit price at the plant is $9.25. Delivered to the township is $16.75. Tailgated $17.75. No, $17.55, sorry. $17.55 for the tailgated. DeCristo. At the plant, $11. That's all he gave us. Well, he didn't put on any diverter or tailgated.
Well, because we do hauling
We should do
pepper.
our own hauling.
And say what quarry on the front page.
What material is this?
You asked for 2A?
It is 2A.
Gotcha.
Van Fleet.
Yeah, it's their headquarters, but it doesn't say.
You don't say the quarry though.
If it's on Van Fleet Road, it'd be Leroy Quarry.
Yeah, but they're supposed to put where the material is sourced from. Like P&P gravel, it's from the P&P pit.
Right.
Wysock sand and gravel, is Luther Mills Quarry. And DeCristo doesn't say.
Nope.
I'm not sure if it's Leroy or Armenia.
Doesn't say.
Okay.
Wait a minute. There it is up there. Armenia.
Okay.
Right there.
That's where we got it last year, right?
I was up by that the other day. Which we were right on by it. So, Mountain Ridge Road.
It's a long ways up through there.
It is. Okay, this is going on Hall Baker.
We haven't had this many before.
About the same.
No?
Okay, this is Minier Quarry, Maston Road. Plant price $13.80. Delivered price $21.85. They don't have we don't have one for spreading on the road.
Okay.
Excuse me, thanks.
There's 4 of them. This here for the
Oh, okay, I thought.
cinders.
Over here.
Thank you.
So we'll act on this one first. We've got the lowest one at DeCristo.
What was that? What'd you say?
This P&P would be from Towanda, Monroe,
It'd be
and,
more trucking.
right?
We want trucking now.
Wysock sand and gravels from Luther Mills. Hall Breakers, even though it's from many years. $13.80. So the lowest responsible one would be DeCristo.
I make a motion that we accept the Crystal bid.
I'll second
I agree.
We were good, happy with it last year.
This is red and black. What's the cinders?
Should be type 1.
This is type 4. No, these are non-black. He's been non-black, that's what he always does.
Who is this, Andrew?
Andrew Lewis.
So type 4 non-black cinders for how much a ton? Or cubic yard?
48 a ton. 47.48.
That is not what was advertised.
What is type 4?
Them?
Them is type 4?
Yep.
Okay,
Those are
this is
the,
what you bought, right?
those are the type 1 black ones that we like,
Okay.
and what we requested.
Type 1, you said?
Yep.
McClure Enterprises, for cinders, 4610, type 1 black.
Is that delivered?
Yes.
I assume so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Delivered.
Those are the only two?
And there was no fuel bids, so we'll have to re-advertise for those.
I'll make a motion to accept the McClure bid for the black cinders.
I'll second it. You in favor?
I'm in favor.
Okay.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
Did you look at those? You want some of those and some of the finer stuff?
Let him look
Is
at
this
that.
just what you brought last year?
No,
But
this
usually we have
is
leftover.
coarser because all we brought you last year was the fine stuff.
Right. Yeah, I'd like to have some more fines.
Oh, you do, cause most, a lot of guys, like,
You can put some fines in it.
we didn't want it 50/50,
Yeah, probably gonna be the same deal, right?
but like a, yeah, but
Yeah,
like a
because-
load of one, like,
Right,
come
yeah.
from different power plants, like this, the fine
Right.
stuff will come from your
Is
table.
it gonna stay clean if it comes from a different power plant? Or is
Well,
this just gonna,
it's
it's not
like-
gonna have concrete and wood and stuff like that?
No,
Okay. But yes, I mean, this is the first winter that I had to do it completely on my own.
oh.
And I made out good with the fine stuff they brought last year.
Okay.
So I had no problem with that.
Well, did you mix stuff with it?
In the bottom of the tile, yeah, there was some more
Because
stuff.
some of the
Had
times-
some humps, that's why I'd like to have.
Ridgeberry, they took the fines, but they didn't mix nothing with it. And
Too fine.
it's too fine.
That blows off.
Yes, and
Yep.
you gotta put something with it.
Yeah, but if you had like, if you got 50/50 that and fines,
Well, you'd have to mix it here though.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
but if you dump it, when I push it
Yeah,
off,
dump.
it will mix.
Yep. Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because if we did get a load with just fines, it was too fine, you had to go really slow,
Yeah.
put them down, and they would blow right off if
Yeah.
the road was frozen.
Well, we got so many, everybody wanted some bonier stuff, so that's why we come up
We
with
did
that.
it. Yeah, I would like some, if it would mix, it'd be real good. Half and half, and you can bring a load of each, and I'll mix them when we pile them up.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
I can take my stand.
Want your samples from last year?
What's that?
Yeah. Want your samples from last year?
No, I've been all over the country today. So, and Del Mar.
Yep.
Thank you.
I will email them the copy of the contract. And
Okay.
be good to go.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. $71,601.29 for March 2025 taxes. So, well, I have it under new business, so,
You want to discuss the easy access?
well, I have it under new business, so you can wait.
Oh,
When we first got impact money, we put it in a money market because you could only use it for a specific amount in money markets. You could have limited check writing. So that's why we had a money market, and then it wasn't doing so good with interest, so then we opened the CD, which was one that you could deposit into and earn more interest. So that's why there's the two accounts. Same with the liquid fuels, that you can only use it for certain things, and then we have a access CD to deposit into, because we're allowed to have a certain amount for major equipment. So if that comes, then we have that money towards major equipment purchase.
Okay.
I think that was the reasoning at some point.
Yeah.
Your report, sir.
Just first thing, can loaded Chesapeake trucks run Beach Flats Road
Not from a certain point.
from where to where?
From the curve of 154 right,
Yep.
they can, but not left.
So they can come across 150, or they can't come across Beach Flats from the south side?
No,
Well,
no,
they are.
then you need to stop them.
Got a phone number or who I get in contact with Chesapeake Bigway? Because yeah, they're running they're coming south side, going by
Wait a minute.
Chris's.
Chesapeake, they might have an agreement. It's no cheat.
No chief, but Chesapeake
yes,
bought out
Chesapeake
chief.
took over chief. Yeah, but actually, they said that we should have a different, new
Um,
agreement with them.
at one point, Chesapeake did have an agreement. Cause that was that Christopher Lee.
Oh, okay.
Are they tearing up the road bad?
Not yet, but they've only been doing it, I only know about today because they wasn't doing it Thursday. I'm not sure when they started running across. That they're running across that way, loaded and empty. And they're pretty,
Is there a rig move?
no, they're hauling frack water to, on the other side of Shunk. Can't remember the name, it's a weird, starts with a K, Kuzik or something like that. This farm over here, he's got 4 or 5 pads, and he's a pond, and they're filling his pond. That's where it's going. But you're running Beach Flats Road, empty and loaded both ways, and it's not, if it stays wet like this, and it's a big frac, it won't make it till it's done.
Well, that's when the iPad comes into play, that you guys do like from south side to the corner where they're running.
Yeah.
Or continuing on, a road condition, so, and then keep that up, and then anything that is damaged, then we can go back on them,
On there.
for them to fix it.
So check it every morning, every afternoon, more or less, then to see what's going on with them. Because there's probably
That would be up to you.
100 trucks a day going across here, you know what I mean, 100
So I need
trips
to
a
make
day.
sure if they have an agreement or not.
Empty wouldn't be so bad, but loaded is different.
Really?
I wanna say Chesapeake's the one that does have an agreement. Chief does not.
Right now, that's one of our nicest township roads that we have.
Well, they did it, they chipped it here just a couple years ago, didn't they?
That was really nice, the shoulders were nice, everything on it's nice, I hate to see them screw it all up.
I don't think Chesapeake or Chief exists anymore.
Technically not.
Yeah, I
Is
think
it
it's-
Seneca Resources?
It's like Western
Yeah,
something,
I can't remember the name of them.
Western Energy, some nonsense like that. Because Chesapeake, yeah, Chesapeake bought Chief, but then Chesapeake merged with another outfit.
And then they changed their name completely.
Yeah,
So it's
So-
Western what?
I'm not
I'm
even
not
sure.
Happened the end of last year, I think.
Yeah.
I don't remember getting any.
And then just, we've been trying to clean ditches where it's dry and putting signs up, and we got a broken spring hanger on Cam's truck. I had the spring hanger, but haven't had time to fix it. So if we don't get, and probably won't now at this time of year get caught up, just take the Watsons and have them, it shouldn't be a big deal, take 2 tires off, jack it up and slide it in. It should be simple and easy. But if we get time in the next little bit, I'll do it, but I don't know if it will. Hopefully it stays nice and we can keep doing stuff like we've been doing.
Yep. When are you gonna start disking the berms?
What's that?
When are you gonna start disking the berms and work it in?
We've been doing berms and ditches on campsite now. We've been up on Parsons. We got half the hill up there done. We fixed 2 pipes on Rosner Road that was plugged full. One pipe's gotta be replaced, got a hole in the middle of the road now. But we had Seacrest brought water up one day.
That steel,
Yep.
one of the hole.
We washed the pipes out that was plugged, got both of them, so they're clean now, and then got that extension that we wanted to put on, because the one was way too short, and that's working fine, so.
Expand Energy.
Just what?
Chesapeake and Southwestern merged to create Expand Energy.
Expand, yep.
So
Okay,
you run into that.
We're going as fast as they can go with what they can do and weather-wise, and I think we're doing okay.
Nobody called me complaining, so.
well, the sluice at the end of like Cumming Street needs to be looked at.
At the end of like Home Street, where that little creek drains out of the swamp.
I mean, the big sluice there.
Pitco's called, and they said that the sluice is plugged. It needs to be looked at.
I don't
I don't know, maybe another sluice there somewhere.
I don't know if that's what they're calling the little bridge there.
Could be, I don't know.
Never will go look at it. Yes, you can. Yeah. Can't be quite too awful bad when we had the rain the other day, cause it didn't get over the road there. But I didn't get out and actually look at it and see.
Beavers are up at the other end.
Yeah.
They tore that out twice, now they build a dam up farther.
Yeah. See, one never leave somebody traps them and takes them away or shoot from one of the two.
Is that all you got, is it?
Yep, I think so.
How'd you make out with Keo?
Good? He's supposed to be sending you something, he didn't send you anything? Okay.
Not yet.
We did, all the roads up in Bragg area. Bragg, Graham, White, Dauber. He looked at that. We looked at the, Dauber Road for the drainage.
That'd be pretty simple, I think, the way he said, just gotta get them called and get time to do it. And then that should be easy, I mean, I would think we'd get that all done fairly quick. Pull it up with the grader and load it up and all the way and put them stones at the end of the pipe and we could all get
That
out.
pipe need flushed?
I didn't look in it, I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it does because it's pretty well grown over with grass in the lawn, so. If it does, I'll get Jeff to bring in a little water and stick a hose in it and then that'll be clean. It's not very big, it's a pretty small pipe across there.
Not an 18, is it? It's a 12, isn't it?
Yeah, it's a little one.
Crossed where?
Right, but Dwayne hates.
Yeah, it's a little pipe.
It plugs up a lot quicker.
Mm.
Is it smooth inside?
I can't even answer that honestly, because on the end, when we was there looking at it with him, that end is buried under the grass and everything, and I never walked on the other side, looked up in it to see whether it's a smooth one or not, but I'm sure that it's gonna be, I'd be really surprised if it's not plugged. I mean, the grasses grew over the end of it and everything else, the grates fell down, and the grate just sits on 2 cinder blocks. Anyhow, it's not even there's nothing else, so.
So what's underneath the grate? Where the other end of the pipe?
The other end of the pipe.
Inlet?
Yep. The state guy said just clean that out and put rocks here a little bit too, so that the grate can sit back over that, line that with rock a little bit, and line 6 foot or whatever coming out, and then just cut all that sod off and let it come over in there, so.
Okay.
And hopefully them people don't squat. At one lot, nobody should squat, nobody lives in that.
No.
So we shouldn't have no problem. Come from the edge of that other driveway, right through the swale in their driveway and then across that empty lot so that nobody should even say one word that we're even doing anything. And then from I might take a little bit on the other side of his driveway, there's a couple places where the sod's getting high to that house that sits down on the very bottom. Might take some off of there so the water will stay over there and go down through that lawn instead of being in the road, running down and washing edge of the road off.
Well, that's township road, so.
Yeah.
It's 16.5 feet from the center, so if it's on any of it's on the right of way, well, we have the right to do what we need to do.
Let the homeowner know that you're doing it.
She'll be out there, she got a big mean German Shepherd. Lady don't back, dog about tied my waist,
Let's see.
drags her around all over.
Yeah, cram, brag, white, copper. I think that's all.
Ward Hill.
No, we didn't do that word yet.
Okay.
It's figured out it's gonna be about the same what we did last year. When he totaled it out. He said oil prices pretty much the same last year, maybe a little less.
So equal mileage from last year.
Yeah, it's all the same mileage.
Okay.
Now, I called Georgia for agility. They're not doing any agility this summer. So we're not gonna get us chipped this year either.
So we don't have to mow.
Oh yeah, I got them all. This is the last year I'm mowing.
That's ridiculous.
But
Who'd you talk to?
George, the guy in charge of agility,
Did they say why?
they're not, because it's money. It's short of money. Because they spend a lot of money.
Well, we don't have
Cinders.
enough fuel, so.
Spend a lot of money on cinders and then go right in the middle of the night and plow and bare roads. So they did a lot all winter. Go by our house, there's no snow on the road. The plow's still down.
Mhm.
So do we want to do Bragg, Graham, White, and Dauber?
Well, let's see what he comes up with the price.
Well, we're gonna have to figure out soon.
Yeah.
The advertising, get somebody on their, to get them on their, to get on their schedule. I'm off this week, so I can contact him, see what he says. But what do we need to do for Bragg before that gets done? That water,
Oh, just need a little patching stuff here.
Do you think the people that run down, I don't know their names, but run down the driveway down, are they nice enough people that they would let me back up in there with a grader, clear up to almost their house?
I don't know who bought it. Katona,
Their daughter did.
oh,
I don't remember.
Elizabeth?
I'm not sure.
Who's
Katona's
driveway?
daughter. It's, Katona's, it's Dick Love's house.
Oh,
We've looked at it numerous times, and the only way that they can see it's gonna work is we need to go way up their driveway and cut a ditch on the upper side of the driveway and keep all their water right next to the lawn down and put an upper side of the sluice pipe. They may have to put a new pipe in, I don't know how good their pipe is in the driveway. But the driveway is terrible, it's all rutted for water running down and everything else. So
Right.
you would think they would be happy to let me put a ditch down through there and keep the water for the driveway to get worse.
Well, it's their water, I mean,
Right.
and we could do the work, but, I
It
mean,
wouldn't take long to cut a ditch with a grader and then just leave it lay in their roots and roll it back down with a roller and be out of there. Then it would make it a whole lot easier for us to keep the water, because you're not gonna be able to get it across their driveway and get the ditch on the other side. It's just gonna run down their driveway always. You gotta keep it all on the upper side. And then we may have to put if the pipe ain't gonna be any good, but sometimes a lot of water comes out of there.
Sorry, the pipe I'm pretty sure is in good shape. The last I looked at it, but there's also a lot of water that comes from above the pipe, from
Right.
Eli's place.
Yep, yeah, Eli's getting a lot more water since they made the lawn the way it is now.
Yeah,
A lot more water.
there's a spring in that yard and it's just draining nonstop.
Yeah, that's always wet between them two houses now. And last summer, it wasn't anywhere near this bad as it is now.
Yeah.
who's Eli? The Amish?
Yeah,
he bought Dave Black's house.
and he didn't fill in that ditch in the back.
He didn't.
No, it's still there. He didn't take down the rocks or anything when it comes across the road. So the pipe comes across the road, goes into his ditch there, there's still rocks there and everything.
Right.
And you must have went up and fixed the
Where that,
drive across?
Yeah.
That worked really well.
that's still keeping all the water there now?
Yeah.
Yeah, because that was coming right down, that was bad too. I couldn't do a very good job because it was so wet and muddy, I didn't know if it was gonna work or not, but at least it stayed in there now.
Yeah, the water's come down through there all the time.
That's
So we got
good.
it pretty good.
When it gets dry, I'll fix it so it looks nice, but right now I'm just trying to keep it so that it's staying off the road.
So if that water's not going where it's supposed to be, what else do we need to do in that? Eli's.
Nothing, I guess.
If we can get the other water controlled, and we might have to make the ditch a little deeper between Eli's pipe and the other pipe to keep it all in there. And then we're gonna have to build that road up a little bit there too before we tar and chip it, because it flips over so bad. That'll help a lot, because the road will get higher and the ditch will get lower, and it should keep that extra water in here. And then as long as the pipe is okay that crosses the road on down below,
The
it should,
big ones.
the big pipe, that should take all of it then.
Yeah.
And go across and down the ditch into the lake. I think, but I had never seen anybody outside at that house that we're talking about coming down the driveway.
They just moved back in.
Did they?
Yeah, the daughter just moved in end of last month, I think.
So
Little
it's
while
like
She
ago.
hasn't been there
a
long.
couple of weeks or whatever.
Yeah,
That's probably why we can't find nobody there, so we'll
Yep.
start watching more. I wouldn't think they would have a problem with letting me back up there and do it. I mean, it's gonna help them too in the long run.
yeah. I have no idea. They're all nice, but I have no idea.
We'll catch them and I'll ask them,
I
you know.
wanna say they called about a tree over, cause they moved over on 154. And I think somebody called, so I can call them and see what they
Okay.
want.
Okay, old business. Discuss this, what we're gonna do about the heaters.
I haven't heard a thing from them.
Well, we tabled it, and then I reached out, I sent, all of the information that, Adma gave us to Larry Fuller, asking why the block layer wasn't insulated, or what the reason. I mean, we had to do the block layer for whatever reason, but it wasn't insulated. Why wasn't that addressed, and what recourse possibly?
He get back to you?
He has not. I also copied Caldwell on it, so he is aware. So hopefully something will get, but if we need them, then it's recommended. But they might be a little bit more than what the quote was because of where they're shipped from. So do we want to go ahead and do it anyway?
Well, I don't think we're gonna get anything out of anybody.
Probably not, but do you wanna get Schooners a shot at it or not?
We can. Have them look at it, they're the ones that put the other system in, see what they got to say. It wouldn't hurt to get two, as long as they're giving us a price on the exact same thing.
Right. Within that price range, we bidding threshold, whatever they are.
I kinda think by the schooner would be less. We had schoonovers and had them bid on our church air conditioning. Schooner was way lower than that.
I had them to come work on my furnace, and they're 15 minutes and charge me for an hour labor.
Schoonover,
No,
Adamant.
and then plus they charge me a service call.
So contact Schoonovers about their recommendation,
Yeah,
Yeah,
but they're the ones that didn't find anything wrong to begin with.
yeah,
And that was their system that they were supposed to be looking at.
yeah.
So that, I mean,
yeah, Admiral did find out the problem, well, part of it.
it's not with the heating unit itself, it's with the construction, but still. I mean, they installed the unit, then they should have known that the manifolds were leaking, that they weren't open all the way, and
All that stuff.
so antifreeze being put back in that, is that possible, or,
Yeah, they can put antifreeze back in it. It can
because
be-
it's needed, right?
Yeah, it should have. I mean, as long as it never freezes, it doesn't need it. But if something ever happens to freeze, but the chances here, it had to sit for a week when it's really cold to get it to
Bitter
freeze.
cold.
Right. We're gonna know, the most we're ever gone is 3 days. And it'll never freeze hard enough in 3 days to do it. To
It
hurt
had to
it.
get cooled down too.
What's that?
It had to get cooled.
Right,
down,
it's
too,
gonna
freeze.
take 1.5 or 2 days just to get cooled down,
But
Can
you
we-
but normally when you, have the constant temperature, you have it constantly at that, you
Yeah.
don't turn
No,
it
you don't
down.
turn it down.
Okay.
You're
As
just,
long as the boiler don't quit.
right. No, you just set it where, I think after they got it straightened out, I think we had it like 71 or 72 most of the winter, and it stayed 67, 68 all the time. And sometimes that's even too warm if you're doing something, but before we have it turned all the way up, and be lucky to get it to 60. So, I mean, it made a huge difference, but it runs all the time because it can't keep up. If it could keep up, then the boiler would shut off and give everything a break for a while, and then it'd come back on in half an hour or whatever, but it doesn't do that. But at least it was warm and it wouldn't melt snow this winter. So that was
So we
nice.
do need supplements, so it would give it a break. Okay.
Insurance check that we was talking about.
Well, Caleb called, in last couple of weeks. I didn't get a chance to, after he called he said that there was a dividend check that he left at the township building, at the garage. And Brett said that it wasn't over there, so I
I
gotta,
never seen one.
I don't know where he put it over there,
I don't know, you have to ask, but it was never on the desk.
so,
Okay, no update to Caldwell.
nope. But I will,
Memorial's off, I guess.
I
I
have,
don't know what that is. I don't know. You know,
I had good information too.
I don't know.
New business.
So, I mean, we can contact PennDOT about have them do the traffic study and go with their recommendation. But, I mean, they've been doing that for how many years? And it's a no brake retarder going into RES. And as long as the workers keep that under control, then I don't see where it's needed, but because it's not just the RES water trucks that are doing the jake break-in. So you can't say that it's all their noise.
Right. And we're not saying they can't use them around the turn.
Right. So do we want to contact PennDOT?
Did that guy, had the garage burn up in Grove, didn't he come to me about getting brake retarders down there on the Grover curve?
Oh, yeah. I think so.
And did they do this?
Is it Sheffield?
Yeah.
Sheffield, did they do the
I don't remember.
assessment of it?
I don't remember him ever coming to a meeting, so, about that. So it must have been before me.
I don't remember. It seemed like I do remember it now you mentioned it.
Yeah. Okay, what's this assessment permit?
Well, Mitzi and Jeremiah Martin, they are remodeling a cabin that is on their property. Usually I do assessment permits, but they're not expanding any of the footprints or anything of the shell of the building. So according to code inspections, I have to issue something, which would be an assessment because they are doing some sort of work, but I didn't want to make the solo decision of, because it's just a remodel, basically. And usually it's just the building permit part of it that they get for any electrical or plumbing changes for them to come in and inspect. The only time that we issue assessment permits is if they are doing new construction or additions, because it's construction.
So we don't need to do anything then.
But code inspection wants something. So, I mean, if they were adding on to the existing footprint, then it would be whatever the addition is, remodel, whatever, with the $5 for the first 1,000, $1 for the additional 1,000, but they're not extending anything.
Well, what do they want?
They want something from us,
Yeah, but what?
whether it's an assessment permit or a letter. But if I'm issuing an assessment permit, then does monies get attached to that? Like $5
Yeah.
because of my time? Or,
You should have never called.
Right.
I mean, they've gone to sanitation, they've gone to but it's code inspections that it's asking for something
Where's it at, did they say?
on their existing property. On Path Road.
Path Road?
Yep.
Must be up in there somewhere.
Must be up in the woods or something.
Well, I don't know.
So issue the assessment for at least $5?
Yeah.
Because then code inspections is gonna do everything else.
They've got the whole sanitation committee, maybe they're putting in a septic system.
Well, there's everything's existing, so they contacted the sanitation to look at it and it's working. They went to code inspections and told them what they were doing, but they want something from us. And I do not want to make the solo.
Okay, next is the look and feel easy access.
Yes, so that's coming due next Monday, the 14th. And called around, got the rates. So the difference between is we have the Easy Access Flex CD with the impact monies. The difference is with Advantage CD, which is the current product, it's a deposits and one withdrawal per quarter with no penalty. The Access Flex CD is unlimited withdrawals after a 12-month initial term with no penalty, and deposits are allowed. And then they have the different interest rates. Chemung Canal does not have a product that's similar to that. All they have is, the only thing is like a bump up CD special for 36 months, where I guess the rate goes higher, then they can bump it to the higher rate. First Citizens has a couple of options. They have the Easy Access CDs, where deposits are allowed, one withdrawal per quarter with no penalty. But then they also have products of breakable CDs, which is a set amount of time. No deposits, but like for the 30-month breakable CD, you can do with unlimited withdrawals after initial 12 months, or the 42 breakable CD, no deposits, unlimited withdrawals after the initial of 18 months. The rates change on Tuesdays.
I hate to get it locked in, and if we need it, we can't get it.
But then they also have a 5-month CD special, which is just a straight CD. That interest rate is at 4%. And then they have also a 9-month CD rate, which is 4.10%. So you can stick it into a shorter term CD with higher rate. Or we can do access CDs.
I don't know.
We'll leave it like it is. We still can withdraw and deposit it, can't we?
Right. That would be, let's see. For First Citizens, the 1-year Easy Access CD, the minimum balance is 100,000. We're only transferring 77.
Oh, okay.
So
Where's it at now?
Citizens United, or the other one. So the other CD, the capital or the impact fund, is in a flex CD, 27 months, matures in May 23rd of 2027, and it's at 3.65%.
So this is the one's coming due is a CNN,
Yes.
and we want to move it to First Citizens, is that the deal?
They have our deposit checking accounts and money markets. Do they have to have our CDs too?
Well, I thought that was the green one, when we went with them.
To have everything.
Yeah. Thought they wanted us to do that.
Yeah, it was.
Okay.
Plus it'll be right here local.
Well, Troy's local. So we can do a breakable CD product at First Citizens that has a higher interest rate. You can't deposit anything into it, but we can have limited withdrawals after like a year and a half or a year.
I would say go with the one for 12 months.
30-month breakable CD.
Okay.
You want to put any money with it?
You mean out of my pocket? Or?
Sure.
You mean,
Liquid fuels monies.
Oh, liquid fuels.
We're gonna need that money.
We're gonna need that money,
Yeah.
because we were down to the bare minimum.
Thanks for Michelle going out and rounding up money too. That's nice of her.
I'll have more for next month.
Yeah, I'm hoping to have mine done by the end of this month.
Which one you want, Mark? The 30 month?
It would be the 30 months for after, so unlimited withdrawals, after 12 months.
After a year. That's our shortest one where we can withdraw the quickest if we needed to.
I mean, with no penalty, yes.
Right.
So the minimum balance is the 5,000 and the interest rate's 2.75.
Yeah, I would say that's what I'd say.
Okay.
I agree with that.
We put it all in?
I would.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, we haven't used that money.
In how long?
We haven't had to use it yet.
So you're leaving over to CNN?
No,
No.
Okay.
First Citizen.
First citizen, all right.
We're gonna take it out of Citizens of Northern and put it into First Citizen.
Okay,
So I will have a withdrawal slip for you guys to sign next Monday.
okay.
Is there something going on next Monday?
Yep,
Calling
how long bids?
bids.
I may not be here. I was supposed to have a bus trip tomorrow night, they canceled it for tonight. Baseball team was going to Liberty, I couldn't go because, I had this meeting. Next Monday I don't have anybody to drive the trip, so I gotta drive. It's softball, so there's a possibility I'll be back. We just had to switch everything around because we just don't have any drivers. What time? Is it 8 o'clock? I might be back. Now it'll be close. As long as they don't want to stop to eat somewhere.
Okay. So the policy for right to know requests that came out, all it is to use the standard form, that right to know form, which has been updated to have 2 pages. And then request shall be made in writing to the township's open records officer on a form submitted on the Pennsylvania Office of Open Records standard right to know request form. Anonymous or verbal requests will not be considered. Pretty much that's the only thing that is different from what we have now. That it has to have the box checked on the form that definition of requester, which is defined as an identified person of a legal residence of the United States. And the rest of the policy would be the same, is 25 cents per copy unless for generation.
So you need a motion?
Does that answer your questions well enough?
Yeah, that answers my questions.
Okay,
I'll make a motion.
I'll second it.
I agree. So we need to sign the resolution or policy. And then things got moved around, and I found that we had a subdivision comment for, so I make a motion to put it on the agenda so we could look at it.
Yeah. I'll second the motion.
All it is the regular standard subdivision for Ted Owens. The review period is over. They sent it after March meeting, because the login date was March 4th, review date, 30-day review, and April 4th. So kind of totally missed our window.
Well, they subdivided.
Well, they subdivided from the farm, and now he's doing something different. A lot addition to David L., Trenton Clay Ward, and Justin Walker.
Oh,
So whatever they own on
something borders Walkers, or borders,
Dave,
Cause Excavating,
probably. So right there's their
yeah.
deal, Ward et al. I mean, the comment period is over, so they were gonna move forward with it and we usually don't have any comments anyway, but I wanted to make sure that it was at least acknowledged. And the only other thing is Watson's having their annual spring thaw on Wednesday.
I was gonna go, but now I gotta watch, Becca's gotta be at the school for 2 days, so I gotta watch a little.
I RSVP'd you guys,
Okay.
and you guys, in the meeting.
Wednesday?
Yep.
Yeah.
Donuts and coffee at 8
Doctor's
o'clock.
appointment, I don't think I make it.
I'm not sure.
I think your name's supposed to be on there, Mark.
I'm looking for that page. Anything else that we need to know?
Becca's getting her teaching degree.
She is.
She's gonna be student teaching in the fall. Hopefully she finds a job somewhere.
She been going to school?
Been doing everything online for
Online?
the last year and a half or more.
Where's she gonna student teach, here, or
I don't know where they'll put her.
where she don't really get a choice?
I don't know, I don't think so. She's
I
gotta
do that.
go for 2 days this week and observe a classroom, and then she's got 2 more little courses to take, and then she gotta wait till she student teaches. And then she'll graduate. She's not going to the ceremony. I don't even know where the college is. So that'll be nice.
So bids for hauling next Monday at 8 o'clock.
Is that all that's on the agenda for that day? That meeting?
As of right now, yes,
For now? Okay.
unless I hear a response from Larry Ford.
I wouldn't count on it. They've got their money and
We're good?
Nothing else. Before the meeting, I say we're adjourned.